Hello everyone, Brachiosaurus227 here, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of the Nerf Archives. Today we're going to be talking about a Zombie Strike blaster that I think is one of the best blasters ever made in general. It is such a great blaster. That's right, you already know what it is. The Zombie Strike Sledgefire, the best Nerf shotgun ever made. Next to the Twinshock. I still like the Twinshock, but let's get started. The Zombie Strike Sledgefire came out back in 2013. That is a long time ago. That is 11 years ago. A lot of people don't think this or realize this, but I believe this was kind of the true successor to the barrel break in many ways. It took the concept the barrel break had, which was being a great shotgun plinker, and made it a little bit different by introducing shells and a little bit of realism. It added a little bit of realism, and that made it really popular. Weirdly enough, and disappointingly enough, there are no other variants of this blaster. It would have been really cool to maybe get some other versions of it, some other color schemes in the zombie line. Maybe get one of those, repaints or whatever that they did for the hammer shot. That would have been cool, because the problem with these shells is that they are the most proprietary things you can get your hands on. There's only 3 included with the Sledgefire, which kind of sucked, and you couldn't buy them separately anywhere else. Unlike the Trilogy and Shell Strike, which are great. I really like those because you can buy the shells separately. That's the biggest thing holding this back, is that the shells are proprietary and only work on this blaster. Fortunately though, you can get 3D printed shells for a very reasonable price. But despite that, the blaster still has some great design details. Being from the Zombie Strike line, it just looks absolutely amazing. And in my opinion, it is one of the most comfortable blasters they have released in this style. The trigger is great, the grip is great, the stock looks short, but it really works for the blaster, especially with the way the grip's angled. The short stock actually kind of works on it, and it's very comfy. There's kind of a place you can put your hand up here that's comfortable as well. And they got a little tack rail on top, which is kind of nice. I mean, I don't know what scope you would... Oh, wait a minute. That works! That works, even though a scope is not ideal on this. If you were looking to put any kind of scope on here, I think this one matches it the most. Let's talk about how the blaster operates. So basically, you take one of these shells. I actually only have 2 because, they're hard to find. One actually has the post removed, the other doesn't. Don't ask why, I don't know. But basically, you load these shells up, and they actually have a pretty good dart fit, but the 3D printed ones have a better dart fit, which is kind of neat. But you load up 3 darts into each shell, and you hit this little switch here. Now, the blaster primes in a unique way. It's by pulling down the barrel. And that's another kind of flaw of this blaster, is that when you pull down the barrel hard enough, this little plastic link here is all you have between this, that's the prime. And if you pull hard enough, it can break. I actually used to have an old one, and I don't have it anymore. It was by accident. But basically, when you prime it down too fast, it'll legit snap off, and you got to worry about that. But you load the shell in, and it kind of just clicks in place like that. Shut up the barrel, or you can, flick it up like a cool person, and then you pull the trigger to fire. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't get the best performance, but it has a lot of mod potential. You can get about 30 feet with the farthest shot. However, the way the system works, if you put 1 dart in the shell and only 1 dart, that dart will shoot far. It's a really weird system, but when you pull it up, it actually kind of pops out the shell like that. It doesn't fully eject, which is fine. You don't want to lose these shells, which can happen. But basically, load it in, and this time we'll be a cool person and do that. And then you pull the trigger again, and you shoot, 3 darts. And again, it's decent performance, but not the best, and the spread is quite good. But yeah, this blaster is still just absolutely fantastic, and a worthy addition to the hobby, which brings to the next segment. What does it have to offer the hobby? Well, like I said, it's a worthy addition to the hobby, and it is one of the most iconic blasters of all time. It is universally agreed on that this is the best Zombie Strike blaster, maybe next to the hammer shot. Some people say the hammer shot's better. I think this is kind of cooler in concept. It's definitely one of the best. It's definitely top 3. It's either for you, it's probably either gonna be the hammer shot, Sledgefire, or Sledgefire. Those are kind of just the top 3 choices of the best Zombie Strike Blaster, but I think this is just the best one in my opinion. The absolute blast you can have shooting these off and the actual practical implications of that are really cool. It definitely has a place in this hobby, and I would obviously give it the amazing rating. There's no other way around it. It is absolutely an amazing blaster that deserves every bit of love it has been getting. Like, there's nothing wrong with it except for the fact that the shells are a little rare, and this part right here is a little bit weak if you use it too roughly. It's a fun little plinker. It's a practical shotgun if you want to use it. It can be modified and all that good stuff. If you ever find one, even without the shells, get yourself some 3D printed shells and stuff like that. It's worth it. And Nerf, I know you don't watch my videos, but if by some miracle you're watching this video, you know what to do. No, don't give me the in-series stuff. Look, I like in-series enough. I want your zombie line to bring back this blaster. Not just bring it back like in a reshell. I want a full-on reskin. I want this in your like skins line or whatever you're doing with the Ninja Turtles and Transformers stuff. Give us like something like that, but with this. Please do it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Nerf Archives. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.
My junk drawer, my junk drawer. So many things I don't know what they're for, but I won't let it go. No, I will add more useless little things to my junk drawer.